So on Saturday of last week, I dropped my daughter, my eldest daughter, off at university for the first time. It's her first year at uni, and I have to be honest and say that it was awful. That word is too soft. It was horrific, really horrific for me, because it's hard for any parent to drop their children off for the first time at uni. You're leaving them there and they're having to fend for themselves. But when you have mental health issues, especially crippling and severe mental health issues, everything you do, good, bad or indifferent, is heightened 1,000 times under the glare of your mental health, because you're not looking at it as a normal person. You're looking at it through your mental health. So everything you do, you question and you double question and you triple question. Am I doing the right thing? And usually the answer comes back and says no. Even when you are doing the right thing, the answer still comes back and says no. And never sort of been away from her before in that sense. And it was just so hard because the whole time, even the week before, you're packing, you're getting her ready and everything, and you're buying stuff, and you're trying to be upbeat for the sake of the child. So, you don't worry them, especially because she already knows that you have mental health issues. So you try not to worry them. On the day you're driving down and, you're all upbeat in the van, and you get there and you're helping them unpack and you're laughing and you're joking. But inside, you're dying. Because you can hear that clock in your head going tick, 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 tick. And you know the time to leave her and get in the van and drive all the way back home is coming closer. And it didn't help that we were on a clock anyway, because I haven't got a car at the minute. So I hired a car for the day, and it was imperative that I get the car back before the dealership closed at 4 o'clock, so I wouldn't have to pay for an extra 2 days because they're not open on a Sunday. So you've got all that impact in your mind at the same time, and you're trying to think, have I packed her with enough? Have I given her enough? Does she have enough money? Does she have enough supplies? There's so much going on. You're thinking, am I doing the right thing? Should I have made her go to a uni in the city where we live so that she could be near me? And nobody prepares you for it, and I think it is one of those things where it's like labor. You can't really prepare anybody for labor. You can tell your friends how painful it was and how awful it was and how bad it was, but you can't actually really prepare anybody. It's something that you have to experience yourself. But for a parent with mental health issues, it was just heightened 1,000 times. Every feeling, every word, every thought. It's something that I would never want to do again. And it's only Wednesday today, and she's only been there since Saturday. But, I've not been able to sleep properly. Yes, I've been FaceTiming her every day, sometimes a couple of times a day. She FaceTimes me, she calls me. But it's not the same. It's not the same. And I when she started her A-levels, I knew I kind of had 2 years to prepare myself for her to go to uni. So you think, okay, I've got 2 years, I've got time to get my mental health to the point where it accepts it. But that doesn't really work, and that doesn't really make it any easier when the time actually comes. And I'm glad I did it. Because there was a time when my daughter actually said to me, do you know what, Mummy, I think I'm going to go to uni here. I'm going to stay here in Sheffield and I'm going to go to uni here because I don't know how your mental health will cope with me being away. And I said to her, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I said, you go. I don't want you, now that you're growing up and you're getting to experience and know the world, I don't want you to live your life around my mental health. You go. And, I just need to say that for those of you who have mental health issues and who are going to go through this process, who are going through this process, who have gone through this process, don't feel guilty for the feelings that you have. Don't feel guilty for the anxiousness that you feel, and maybe even panic attacks that come on every time you think of your child so far away. It's okay to feel like that. Just find a way. I'm still struggling with it, so I'm not going to say do this or do that and it works, this works, that doesn't. I'm still struggling with how to cope with her being away. Maybe try and keep yourself busy, go for walks if that's your thing. That ain't my personal thing. I'm a homebody, so I'm more happy at home. But I try and find myself things to do at home to try and cope with it better. Try and write. I'm not a writer, but I've started writing her letters at uni, even though we FaceTime every day, because I said to her, one day, years from now, we're going to sit back and look at these letters and have such a laugh and just be like, oh, this was so beautiful, Mummy. But please don't feel guilty if you have feelings of anxiety. Don't let anybody tell you you're being silly, or it's okay, she's fine, or he'll be fine, or, just get over it and come on, you need to... No, in your own time, at your own pace, do what works for you.